I'm here. I'm just getting ready. Hey, Scotty, if you want to be moderator, I sure appreciate it. Hey, Melody. Hey, Scotty, if you want to be moderator, I sure appreciate it. Hey, Melody. Oh, have to do something. Thanks for keeping me straight. Click on my name. Say my name. I can't click on your name. Now what? Oh, there you go. 3 dots, I bet. Good user and timeout. Add moderator. Okay. Oh, hi. Here we go. Just trying to find something. Hang on. Drat. I spent 30 minutes getting ready and then lost it, what I searched for. I will be there. We're still a few minutes, right? 4:01, 1 minute late. Oh, darn. I listened to Miss Lena today. She was having a big time. And I watched part of Rosemary last night till I got sleepy. One more thing. Okay, now the phone won't keep fading out on me. Go back to where I was. Okay. Oh, okay. Who all's, good Lord, look at who all's in the house. Carol, Rosemary, Vicki S. Hey, cool beans. We got some folks. As promised, I decided that today might be a good day for playing with the acrylic gouache. I haven't done much of that. I've had it for a while, of course. What color is my yellow? So my yellow won't work on a good comparison. But I can add white wash to it. Let's see, this is primary yellow. Get up here in the light. Of course, it's all in Japanese. And Mansell color number, which doesn't do me much good. PY3 74. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. Here's your pen. I'd like to get close. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to put this one away right there. And put that in my lap. And I got my cute little pumpkin plates at Target, and they just jumped in my cart. I don't know why. Let's put yellow right there. Now I'm just going to pick a yellow close to that, and it's a lemon yellow because it's got green in it. I don't believe that'll do. Get back in there. Get back in there. Ow. Blue. And cyan. And red. Primary magenta. Ooh, have you some magenta, baby. So put that away. Now turn around and get the blue box. That would be brown, Miss Vicki. Okay, red box. I mean, if you're going to do a comparison, you got to do a comparison. Magenta. I got a buttload of alizarin. Now do y'all understand why I have my I don't need that for the blue. Never mind. I'm not thinking straight. I need my regular gouache to find something similar. Carmine is close. Ultramarine is close. We're going with that. And that yellow was supposed to have dug on it. See what happens when you lose yourself looking for a picture? I'm going to use their white, and then we'll talk about this. And I didn't really need to squeeze that out, now did I? Are you doing that right? What did I just do? All right, this is the gouache, the acrylic gouache. And I think that might be a mixture. And that won't be wasted. Now, I want to put the watercolor down there. And we're going to mix white with it to make it gouache. I hope Lena's here. Okay, so that takes care of that. Cadmium red, definitely not. And that one can go away. So this is my plain old gouache. Blue's off a little bit, but that's okay. I don't want to lose you guys at the starting gate. Now what this is going to do is lighten that yellow a little bit, but it will make it opaque, which is what will make the watercolor gouache. Now, any questions? No, this ledger is from Canvas Corp. I got too much yellow going on. It's a little better. Canvas Corp, and it's just pages that are printed this way, and I absolutely love the paper. And it takes gouache pretty good. Yeah, no, I don't have any watercolors. No. So what we have here on this side, see how much the lag is. On my left, I have the acrylic gouache. On my right, I have regular gouache. And our red is a little different, and our blue is a little different. Our yellow is pretty close. I'm using both, the white from each. Now, the sales pitch on the acrylic gouache, and it's becoming a thing. Holbein was the first. The claim is that you can work it like gouache, but that when you let it dry, it's permanent. Over here, you work it like gouache, and when it dries, you can still pick up color. So it's more like watercolor. Hey, Joan, hey, Kimberly. So the other thing that I was looking for right before the class started was a picture of something that I could paint, and that's not it. Changed while I was looking at you guys. It's this one. It's just a plain old coffee cup, very simple. I would have done an orange or something like that, but I couldn't find one. Stay. Brushes. I will use a watercolor brush with this. My regular gouache, I will use an acrylic brush with this because I don't want any of that contaminating my watercolor brushes. Let me find a good one here. Doot, 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 doot. It's a wizard's flick. I don't want that. I may have to just get up and get one. So I'm going to use this little calligraphy brush for that. And I'm looking. I'll just get one. couldn't remember where I put my clay tools because I was scraping on encaustic, and I remembered that I hung them all on the back of the door. Took me a while to figure that out. This is a low Cornell round, and it's supposed to be a pretty good brush, but there's that. I mean, pretty good for acrylic. So I'm going to use that over here. I'm not crazy about playing on rounds, but we're going to see where we go. Any questions? Hey, Kimberly. Yeah, I think I've talked to everybody. Scotty Allen is helping me today. Do, 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 do. I'm used to using a warm yellow for my brown mixtures, so we're just going to see what happens. So this is putting a real restriction on me. So that's sort of brown. Then we need a gray. I got home with these little things and I thought, what did I buy those for? I don't have any room in my studio. That's going to pass for gray. And let's get a little bit of that for another shade of gray. Okie dokie, water. Do I want to paint just here? Yeah, I think I'll paint them side by side on separate pages. You can still see. So that means I'm going to do one at a time. Damn near on target. Hey, Dr. Dot. Paint all over me. See if I can get my picture where y'all can see it. You can see it and I can see it. Yeah, I'm going to use my blue gray. Let's put a little more blue in there. Over half. I haven't worked with gouache that much, so this is a good practice for me. Gosh, it's so quiet when I do this. Come on, go away. Now my cup is closer up here, and closer over here. Ah, too much, too much. We're gonna live with it though. Instead of a baby wipe, I need to be using a paper towel. Okay. Move my ledger up. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. It's better? Better. Oh, yeah, y'all. Yeah, you couldn't see. Yeah. Welcome to the party. Now, the beauty of gouache is that you can just keep kind of working it, kind of like you do in oil. We're going to pretend that blue is a dark brown. Alrighty, now let's put white where white goes. And so let's catch this edge first. Should have done the acrylic gouache first. Just a real quick block in. Oh, I see that's a spoon right here. Couldn't figure out what that was. And we have shadow. Let's see. I can lower my camera a little bit if y'all want to see a little more. I don't know what in the fresh hell I thought I was doing there, but I lost my place. Yeah. Close enough for who it's for. And our spoon disappears, which is fine. I want this to disappear just a little. All right. Yeah. Any questions? Thank you, Kimberly. I'm on a very, very limited palette, as you can tell. Okay. Now that is regular gouache. So I'll forget that in about 2 weeks when I go through this. Leaning Tower Pizza. Phone down. Get the other paint. There we go again. And I'm going to put this brush back. Get this one. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to get different mixes this time because these colors are a little bit different. See? That's what difference a color can make. Magenta over this more mixing red and ultramarine, and this is cyan. See what a nice brown we get there? Okay, so there's some brown. We need blue. This dang brush handle. Well, that blue's, well, cyan does, has green in it. It's liable to make a mess. Makes a nice purple though. So we're going to go again. My phone's telling me to breathe. Now let's do another circle, this time a little closer up that top edge. About like that. And let's do it in the same order that we did it last time. Let's use this luscious brown. Let's see, I've got that color for right there. I'm putting here. Hey, filming. You want to tell everybody hi? Hi, a little bit. This is espresso now. Put a little more yellow in this. Touch of red. Ah, man, that red is strong. Crapola. Hey, Melody, I just realized I have a whole unit in the class that you're in, my school, is about color mixing. I know you were too sick to do a lot of it at the time, but it's there all the time. And in that class, you get to use 6 colors instead of just 3. Thank you, Vicki. Years of practice, baby. And thousands of dollars of training. Comes to this automatically. Now remember, we're on the gouache, the Acryl acrylic. And this is Holbein's brand. And I know that Turner just came out with one, and that's a Jerry's Artorama brand. And I'm sure it's fine. They've got good house brands. Half of the school that I teach is on basics, and the other half is explorations of 4 different media. So it's not a project-based class other than that. So if you're wanting to paint, that would be a perfect class for you. If you just want to play around in a journal, then you're fine right here on YouTube videos. And the class includes all your supplies. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Make sure you get on my mailing list at the blog. It's Axully, AXULLY.com, and you'll be the first to know all the details. And that red is strong. Woo. Now remember, the claim to fame here is that you can still work it after it's dry. Well, I mean, I don't know how long that window is. At some point, it turns into acrylic, and you won't be able to move it. Hey, Lena. I did this just for you, baby. I need to get up and get another. I'm playing with the acrylic gouache and the regular gouache. I could have my watercolor towel. This is a all natural, no chemical, bird's eye diaper. Somebody said that was good for saving the planet, so I'm all over that. Okay, now we're making color decisions on both of these. There's a good line that could be softened, and that's fairly dry. Okay, you don't have much open time. That line is acrylic. And then to fix that and blend it, I'm going to have to come back over it. So that would be a strike against the acrylic gouache for me, because I enjoy the back and forth like I get with oil. So now we're going to go solve that problem, doesn't it? Or not problem, it's just an issue. And it's supposed to dry matte, just like gouache. We'll see. I mean, you can use chalk paint and acrylic if you're wanting a matte finish. I love the fresco paints, and the deco art paints are great. There are some artists that deal in CMYK all the time, and that's what we've got here. CMYK is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Black would have probably helped a little bit. I could have gotten some more variation with the color. Ooh. Well, we're just going to go with it. This is just for play anyway. I teach color mixing with 6 colors, I just said. You can do just about anything you want with that. Put some of that brown in here to dull it down. Okay, now we've got a handle coming up here. And I need a little bit of white. And you've got white right there. Didn't mean to go that light. Well, it's really not. It is when my light glares on it. Where am I? This is the shadow of that. I lost my place. This is the spoon. So that's my handle. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. So this is the top edge of my handle, and I've got it too big, but that's fine because I can cut it down. Shadow. So I want my white right here. And this comes in here and here. Side-eye, side-eye. Thing about artist quality paints, and there's an awful lot of talk about that, they go 10 times further than student grade. So after this stuff is dried, you're pretty well stuck to layering. Now the advantage to that is that you're not going to pick up underneath colors. They won't blend with each other. After it's dry, all you're doing is glazing at that point. And it's not a quality thing, it's just a different media. And it helps to know what the difference is. But you know, real gouache, I mean, real acrylic is workable for a little while. So I don't really see the difference. I could spend all afternoon just painting one of these. But we're doing this quick, down and dirty. And it's good practice for me too, because I need to put some of that dark in there. Now we've got a black rim on this saucer. It's good for me not to take myself so seriously. And I don't have a very good circle there, but that's all right. Not too bad for freehand. And it wouldn't matter at all if you were doing your background, because you can cut in around it. Got lost again. Can you feel my ADD kicking in? Oops. Ooh. Wow, Aggie. We'll just cover it up. That's why gouache is a little more like oil than watercolor. Alrighty, now we need to now if I were on regular acrylic here, I would have to contend with that dark brown underneath. Where I forgot to put the leave space for the coffee cup, the interior of the coffee cup. But because this is dry already, I don't have to. And this is going to dry on the plate like acrylic, and I may not be able to use it again. And that means the paint is going to dry too, and you're not going to be able to use that anymore. With this other plate, I can re-wet it and keep going. See, that's supposed to come in right here. Not seeing it. I guess it kind of looks like a cup up there if I'm looking at the screen. You could bring that dark. See, I'm already dried up on my plate and I'm not done with this little painting yet. All right, I'm gonna run and get this in the water. In the sink. See why I'm using an acrylic brush? I'm glad I had that instinct. I will be right back. I'm coming back. It's not a half a mile like it was in Mold House. Alrighty, I'm back. I have clean water and get that brush clean. Have to glue that back on. Get this out of the way. Now, we're done with this. Plug that into the iPad that I'm watching on. Now, and this is Acryl. There it is. 5-color mixing set. Let's see what it says on the back. There it is. Come on. Focus, focus, focus. Anyway. A primary color, we don't care about that. Anyway, CMYK is printer's talk. I started telling that. Talking about that. Doesn't say a blooming thing about how it dries. Not one thing. Except it does say on the front, Holbein Artist Acrylic Polymer Emulsion, which means it's nothing but acrylic, guys, with a matte finish. Now, the matte finish is correct. I'll let them have that. And don't worry, don't think about the color differences because we matched as close as we could. And I'm not real sure that looks like a cup of coffee, but of the two, this is the better one. Wait a minute, what did I just say? This one? Put your hand on it. Yeah, it's this one that's the better one. You know, if I was doing this for real, it'd have a background and all that jazz, but it's not, so I don't have to worry about that. But if you want a chalk finish like Gouache has, then use acrylic chalk paint, like fresco paint, or like this Waverly chalk that I like so well. Don't buy the big bottle, get the little bottle because this dried out pretty good on me. I've been slowly watering it back. Because that's what happens, the water evaporates out of the mixture. All right, any questions? Really, it means hollow bone? I think I've got some itchy going on. I don't know where I got it. Lena, just stick to the regular gouache. And yeah, I know you bought some, but what I did with the yellow works great. Just adding some white gouache to the yellow watercolor paint. I wouldn't mess with the acrylic gouache. It's going to be, everybody's going to have their own line now. Like I said, Holbein started it. Jerry's Artorama picked it up with their Turner. And I'm thinking there may be another one. But it's just acrylic. It's acrylic marketed under a different name. 514. All right. Any questions? Holbein the Younger. Thanks, Doc. All right. I'm going to close this up and play with this for a little bit because that's what I want to do. Probably wasn't such a good idea. That one's on its plastic, so that's okay. So put those over to the side. Now, I'm going to put down a real thin layer. I can't wait to get these in a smaller bottle. This is my Color Shift Orange. Orangey Beautiful. I did a painting with that name. I don't really want to get acrylic on my bird's eye dapper to move it. You know, roller. I want a really, really thin coat. And I'm going to put one on here too. Just for grants. I've gotten into this thing of transparent jelly prints. And they're fun because you can manipulate them. I've been told, because I never took print classes, that it's more like traditional print plates and stuff where you can plan what goes on and in what order, and it shows through. Okay, has everybody liked me? I don't see any likes. Come on, guys. And the other thing is, be sure and get on my blog channel. It's in the information below. I do a blog. I was supposed to do one every Wednesday, and I accidentally missed the last two. Not good. We're going to use this. We're going to let that get dry. And then we're going to use some Aqua Shift. I've got a mess in here as usual. Transparent brown. Yellow. I'm going to try yellow. It's not quite orange. Okay. What did he do with it? Transparent brown. Let's see what this does. Had a plugged hole. And I know I don't want brown. Yellow. Poppy went somewhere without them, and little bits having a fit. So it looks like it's going to be yellow. Okay, we're almost dry. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. You do, Scotty? I don't see any. All right. The wonders of live video. The squeaky toy is our Minnie, and she sounds like Minnie Mouse. Squeak, squeak, squeak. And I can't whistle. I don't need that. Maybe they're done. This is one of those calligraphy brushes I filled with Sumi ink. I think we're dry enough. Now I'm going to put some of my goddess writing. Okay, Squeaky. Now we wait for that to dry. That'd be dangerous if I knew calligraphy. Hey guys, that's enough. Alrighty. Dry, dry. Dry, dry, dry. And we probably pretty much are because it's a thin coat. We'll give it a minute. Check the chat. I think it is too, Lena. Yes, ma'am, that is a schnauzer bark. They love to bark. Okay, I'm gonna assume it's dry now. I had to laugh. I think it was Debbie Apps. She said that she couldn't do regular painting because she's too impatient. She wants it done right now. I said at the time, you won't like painting with me. And then I thought about that today. I've spent 2 hours on one eye. I've got a fan going and it's wrecking havoc with my. Now we're going to let that dry just a bit. I have no idea what I'm going to get. And I'm going to use some of this high dollar transparent yellow oxide. I'm going to use some metallic copper too. And I could put naphthol. What do I got over here? Quinn red. Now, I've had this quite a while. You see, I've got the top on it. I mean, the plastic. I wish I had done that on all this chalk stuff. This is Folk Art Metallic Copper. Folk Art has been hitting the ball out of the court lately with these paints. Too much there. I may have too much all over. That's going to come up. All right, let's get a sheet of white. And I'm going to blot some of that. See how much extra there was? We're going to get some good stuff. I'm thinking there's a piece of vintage white onion skin. Let me use a piece of the yellow. If y'all see any packs of onion skin or vintage paper with cotton in it, onion skin or vellum, you know, that stuff we used to have to use for carbon copies. If you're of a certain age, I actually took office machines in college for a 3-hour credit. Things have changed. Now this particular onion skin wrinkles when it gets wet, and those patterns will, striations will show up. Let it stay on there just a tad longer. Sure is nice to have Scotty back doing moderating. Is that paint skin or a piece of paper? That's paint skin. Mercy. Those are pretty cool. Now, this is pretty good. I didn't get clear, distinct letters. You know, my printing is not highly visible. This is from a single pull, and that's what I was after, is a single pull look. I don't know what happened to this one. It didn't quite do anything, but the paper here did. It's interesting. Very interesting. Let's put some teal down. Put the same piece down. My turquoise or aqua flash may not have been wet enough before. I did. I had a troll. Yay. Carol, that's funny. You'll see I've got computer here. That takes up 20 inches. I got a bucket to put stuff in and a bucket to put stuff in, and then you got to put all your paint somewhere. I swear. Hey, I know what I can do. I can take a picture, back up a little bit. All right, here's my workspace. You're right, it is little. And there's the computer on a stand, and there's the camera stand, and my little storage bins. I've also got a little table over here that holds some stuff. In the background, you can see my big easel, my big oil easel. And then back over in this corner is where I sit and do the big computers there, and then my oil tab array's back in there. So yeah, I maximize the space. And this is my storage wall. I've got a cabinet underneath, a backdrop for photography. So yeah, and I'm in the process of getting it cleaned up. I've been saying that for a month. As soon as I finish the commission, and I had to get an extension. We're getting a little more grunge. All right, let's see. What do we want to do next on this piece of paper? I'm done with yellow flash. Here's what I'm looking for. How about we do a little bit of this cream, this warm white from DecoArt. If y'all want to up your acrylic game, this paint is really good. It's their artist line, made with artist pigments. Excuse you. And they use real pigment names. Just depends on what you're doing. Well, I try to clean up, but right now I've got some things that don't have a spot to live in. And when I get that, then it should be easier to put things away. But I'll always have to have the computer where I can reach it. And up here's my iPad. You know, what you gonna do? If I had a lunchroom table, it'd be full. Ooh, we might get some good stuff there. And behind me, I have a full closet. Might as well show you that while I'm waiting on some of this stuff to dry. I have paints hanging on the doors, and these are canvases and stretcher bars. Watercolor paper goes all the way back over here. Pastel paper and stuff's back over there. Inks. And of course, there's stuff underneath. So there's that. And this is where I sit. Trying to keep it where there's not a glare. And this sits right beside me. So I keep a lot of stuff on it. Stuff that you need. Those are my rubber stamps up on the top. Got them hanging on the edge. I got too much light going on in here for y'all to see it good. See if I can get some of the light off of it. Nope. So, anyway, it's where I live. One reason this vintage paper is so desirable, and I covered up most everything, didn't I? It's 25% cotton, which means it's stronger. Well, that was a bummer. But you don't know until you try. I think that's a piece of paper. It's raggedy on the edges, but we're going to pretend it was something to look at. But you know what? That's still usable. Just put some more on it. Fans are funny things. Great. Just great. My ADD kicked in. I'm only good for about 2 hours. Then I start getting real sloppy. Well, we can do, Lena, we can do soft pastels. I have an untold number of full sets. Oil, mixed media, watercolor, acrylic. What else is there? Silver point. I showed y'all that one day. Whatever your little heart desires, we can do. Because you see, when I get bored, I just switch to something else. Oh, and caustic. I forgot about encaustic. Yeah, it is about time, Carol. 5:41. I try to wait till 7. Melody, we can go in one at a time. I have had it picked up where there were 3 of us in here working. It was tight, but we did it. Yeah, we're getting something back. All is not lost. Let's do what we did the first time. No, the white was what messed it up. Aren't these thin coats fun? And here's a picture of my baby girl. This was her 8th grade picture. The year before she stayed in the fire a little bit too long. She's a pretty girl. Major difference between 8th and 9th grade. She looks like a little girl here. In 9th grade, she looked like she was all grown up. Ooh. That's nice on that one while I'm ahead. Cool. And there's that copper that we had left over. See if I can get back here behind me. My IKEA cart is there. I want my favorite. Oh, wait, there's a golden transparent red oxide. My favorite, not that one. Gotta get this commission finished. It's driving me crazy. I don't see it, so I'm just overlooking it. So we'll use some of the turquoise. Yeah, thank you, Carol. She was a beautiful girl. I almost wasn't sitting here with you guys. As the second floor windows were locked, and I couldn't figure out which way to unlock them. So I got enough carbon monoxide that they put me in a hyperbaric chamber for a treatment. On Christmas Day, I didn't put too much on there. So Christmas sucks around here. And all of our little grands are out in Denver. But there are 5 of them under the age of 10. Randy can deal with it just fine. I want to go crawl in a closet and suck my thumb. That's why I paint, Carol. I took up painting the year after Sarah died and lost everything that I had collected from 20 to 50. Beautiful furniture, decorations, beautiful home, custom built, and started over. So painting was, learning to paint was what kept me occupied. And there's the story of why I have so much stuff. That one fell in the ground. Let's do some yellow. It was either get better or die. So I chose learning how to paint. And learning that it was okay to be silly. And I do that pretty good. Carol, I don't think it's talent. I believe that if you have a desire to do that and you're willing to put in the hours it takes to practice, I can teach anybody how to draw or paint. It's just like playing the piano, which was something I did from second grade to high school. I mean, you just don't sit down and start playing piano. You've got to put in 16 years of practice to get halfway good at it. And there aren't too many Mozarts around that are born with it. But you have to want to do it. Be careful because this is an opaque paint. You don't want to do the same thing over again. I mean, you may have a propensity for learning how to cook like Julia Childs, where I wouldn't. But I believe it is all in the desires. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I didn't know which end of a paintbrush to use when I started. And then mixed media called my name, and I haven't been doing my regular painting. Ooh, that's looking pretty. Looks kind of like a fresco wall. Like something old. I could do this all day long, just playing on the same print. And these layers dry really fast, so you can do that. Yeah, now y'all know my deep, dark secret. But that's why I take the approach I do when I'm getting ready to promote my school, is that it doesn't matter what your crisis is or where you are in life, find something to do. And like I said, in my case, it's art. But I tell my story there so that it can help others. And if I can help a few people along the way, then I've done good. So those are the ones I do on Wednesdays on Facebook Lives. We all end up at some point in our life with too much time on our hands. And you better plan to have something to fill it with. Oh, cool. We're picking up some of the old stuff too. Let's see. I pulled out that black flash and then dropped it in the floor. I doesn't see it. What darn? I wanted to use it. This is transparent red. oxide. You're welcome, Lena. Sometimes trying to help others, you help yourself too. And I love being on Facebook, on YouTube with you guys. Because otherwise, I just stay in my studio all the time. Randy has to make me get out on the weekends to go get a bite to eat somewhere. I got so much stuff in here I want to do. Okay, now we're getting too orange. Dag nabbit, I want that dark. Can't find either one of them. Let's do something for fun. Oh, that's that frosted glass. This may end up being awful because it's reddish blue on this warm. Oh well, it's a piece of paper. We can always put something on it. Bye, Scotty. Thanks for helping today. I'm about ready to kick off myself. Oh, that didn't sound right. Yeah, it's almost 6 o'clock. I enjoyed y'all being here today. And I hope that I taught you something you learned. Taught you something you learned. How about that? You know what? That pink didn't do too bad on there. I'm going to do this little bit of frosted glass, which is a green. And then I'm quitting. I need to go in there and do another blog post. That's what I need to do. I'll take some of that off. Just because I can. Thanks, Melody. You get back in the class now. It's got a lot of good stuff for you. I think I better quit while I'm ahead on this one. It's not a bad print. You could use it for something. And when I find my black flash, dag nabbit. Okay. I'm going to call it quits. I had a good day. You are welcome, Carol. I'll see you guys. Tomorrow's thing will be live on Facebook, and then I'll post it on YouTube, and then I'll see you on Thursday back here. Okay? Okay. Over and out.